Casey and Remy here for your Friday Live. So today's topic is age and weight loss and why it's harder to lose weight as you get older. Warning, this may piss a lot of you off. You may say bullshit as you're listening, but it's true. And just be open-minded as I get into this. And again, maybe this will be the thing you need to hear to kind of change patterns. So age and weight loss. First, I want to come and let you know that Duke University, my alma mater, yes, I am not just a hard ass, I am a smarty pants. I played soccer. Just came out with the most detailed study on metabolism and age. They studied a bunch of participants from birth to 90 years old. So obviously this has been like a long time coming. No questions yet. Save those for the end. And looked at their metabolism. So this is not just from me. This is from a very, very reputable study that just came out and a bunch of other things that kind of piggybacked off of this, but now it is like cemented in stone. Hard truth, summary of this whole thing. Your metabolism hits its like peak around 20. It stays the same until 60. Okay, it does not start declining until you hit 60 years old. Okay, and that is still a very slow decline. Now, that is kind of removing lifestyle habits, and that's what I'm going to get into today. So your metabolism is technically the same speed and health from 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 to 60. So it is not your metabolism's fault that you are not the body that you want, okay? It is not your age. So for everyone out there who comments on all my reels, wait till you're 35, wait till you're 40, wait till you're 45, wait till you're 50. Zip it, okay? Now, why it gets harder? It's because we teach our body to diet. Most women have been dieting since they've been 15 years old, possibly even younger. Okay? And because of that, our body learns. Our bodies are very, very smart, but our bodies are not caught up to 2025, right? They are still very primal. They think that stress means that there is a bear chasing us. They think that under eating means the crops went bad. Okay, they don't understand modern times, or they know we have a fridge, or we're stressed because we're at a red light. Our bodies want to save us. Our number one mechanism in our body is to protect us. Okay, so by cutting calories, by over exercising, by doing all the things, we are teaching our body. Sorry guys, she was supposed to be sleeping during this, but she knows that Fridays are lives and she loves the camera, so she didn't nap. We are teaching our body, okay, how to adjust, how to diet, how to live on low calorie. You're killing me, Smalls, killing me. All right, I'm just gonna take the phone out of this and get her a snack. All you guys that think I have secret nannies and stuff, believe me, I don't. This is proof. She does it every Friday. Okay, so the more you diet, the more your body learns how to adapt on low calorie. So if you all of a sudden go from eating 2,000 calories a day to eating 1,500, your body adapts. It learns. It slows down. Okay, you pop out of that. You go, next September, you do it again. Next January, you do it again. Next Monday, you do it again. Your body gets smarter and smarter every single time on how to adapt to those low calories. So your metabolism adapts. It doesn't get broken, but it's adapting, not because of your age, but because of how many diets you're putting it through. It learns, okay? We all hate our husbands, right? And men because they lose weight so fast. Yes, they have testosterone and different hormones. I get that, but that does not play a huge factor. What does is that they've never dieted. They didn't try and lose weight for prom. They didn't try and lose weight for your wedding. They didn't try and lose weight for the Bahamas. They don't try and lose weight every Monday. So their metabolism has been firing pretty healthily since they've been forever, right? They've constantly been eating, constantly been fueling their body. So their metabolism hasn't learned how to adapt to low calorie. So the second they do cut calories, they lose fat because their body doesn't understand and it sheds pounds. It's not because they're a dude, right? It's not because they have all this crazy testosterone. It helps, but it's because their body doesn't know the low calorie life, so it works. They haven't been putting it through it. They haven't been teaching it how to diet. Okay, so one of the reasons why it gets harder to lose weight is because we've literally taught our body how to move past the diet. Okay, it knows what to do when you cut your calories every Monday. And that's why it gets harder and harder and harder, and why things don't work like they used to, because again, your body learns. The next thing is we change. Our habits change. You went from being 30 years old, running after toddlers, on your feet at work, still dancing maybe every Thursday night or Friday night, to more sedentary lifestyles. Maybe you have more time now, so you and your husband go out to date nights more, or you're in book clubs, or you're in things that are more stationary with more food. And I know you might be like, no, I'm just as active. You're not. Okay, you slow down as you get older. You don't run around after kids. You probably sit down when you eat breakfast. You probably don't do the sways anymore on the grocery line because you're used to rocking a baby. You move less. So now you're dieting more, metabolism is slower, you're eating out more maybe, you're moving less, okay? And maybe you stop strength training because you're older and your knees hurt or something like that, right? And you get into you're just walking. So the combination of these constant diets and moving less is why things get harder. Okay, it's not because you're 40. It's not because you're 45. Yes, perimenopause and menopause are real. I'm not saying they're not. They don't slow down your metabolism. They do mess with your hormones and possibly store fat in new areas, but you're still storing fat, right? Maybe it went from, you used to store it in your boobs, but now you store it in your lower belly. So it's more obvious. Right? Or you used to store it, from head to toe pretty even. So 2 pounds, you didn't really tell because it was more spread out, but now it goes to your lower belly. So yes, perimenopause and menopause, it does change your hormones where you store fat in different areas, but it doesn't change your metabolism. Okay? You still have the capability to lose weight, gain muscle, and look great, right? You're not too old. Okay, so that is why it gets harder to lose weight and why things don't work like they used to. It's because your body learns, right? Just think about any other thing, right? The boy that cried wolf, right? Eventually, you don't believe them anymore, okay? And eventually your body is like, okay, I know this routine. I'm just going to slow down, right? And then you undereat, your metabolism slows down, you eat 1,500 calories on Monday, 1,500 calories on Tuesday, 1,500 calories on Wednesday, 1,500 calories on Thursday. Your body slows down to get used to that pattern. And then all of a sudden on Friday, you eat 2,000 calories. And 2,000 calories, guys, is not bad. Right? I eat more than that every day. But your metabolism is used to 1,500. And then all of a sudden you throw 2,000 onto it, it's going to store some as fat. Right? But then if you just keep eating 1,500, keep eating 1,500, your metabolism adapts. You cannot just keep dieting. You cannot just keep cutting calories, right? One of my best podcasts ever is the best way to lose weight is to stop dieting. And it's the truth. And again, theme here, I know it's not sexy. I know it's not immediate gratification. But if you are older and having more trouble losing weight, you have to stop cutting calories for a while. You have to, okay? Or else your metabolism is never going to get back up to that fire, right? We want your metabolism burning, and how you do that is by feeding it, getting muscle and putting fuel on the fire. And then once your body trusts you again and you haven't dieted for a while, that is not 2 weeks, that is not 3 weeks, it's like 4 months, then you can cut calories again because your body's not used to it. And then you lose fat. But guess what? You can't stay there forever again. You can't live in a diet. You have to then get out of it, right? That's why the diet phases are so important and why you shouldn't just be able to do this yourself. right? I hear that all the time. And no, you shouldn't. You, as a lay, normal person, right, walking around, shouldn't just understand diet phases. A lot of us don't. That's why we have people that can educate you. So unfortunately, you can't just blame your metabolism. I guess you could, right? You can still walk around and say, things just aren't the same. And they're not the same. I'm not saying that they aren't, but it's things that you've taught your body. It's not because of your age, right? Because if it was, that means every 50-year-old walking around would be overweight with a belly. And that's not the case. We have 50-year-olds in this community that are slamming. Okay, we have 60-year-olds in this community that have washboard abs and a booty you can bounce a quarter off of. But it's because they've now trained their metabolism to get back to firing, get back to burning calories, getting muscle. So it is harder as you get older, but not because of your age. It's because of the habits that you've changed and the dieting that you've gone through. So summarize it and how to stop it. Stop cutting calories. Stop cutting carbs. Stop intermittent fasting. Stop drinking your shakes instead of eating. Stop avoiding, breads and things that are white and whatnot, and eat real food. Track your calories. Eat as much as you possibly can until the scale really starts to go up. So quick lesson in a reverse diet, right? You track your food, you realize you're eating 1,400 calories. That's not good, okay? 1 week, go up to 1,500 calories. Give it some time. Then go up to 1,550. Then go up to 1,600. Then go up to 1,700. Then go up to 1,800. Get your calories to a point where the scale is not going up more than a pound. Live there for a while, then drop your calories again. Again, I do not suggest doing this on your own. I don't. I don't think you'll have the accountability. I think it's going to be a lot of estimating. I think you're going to veer off track and not really be consistent. I don't do it myself. I have a coach, but that is why it gets harder. You know why it's really good? You can fix it all. It's not because your age. You're not doomed. The power, you have it. Whether you're 40, 50, 60, 70, you still have the power to have that body you want because it's not your age. It's all the other factors. Yes, it's going to be a little trickier than if you were 20, but you can have it. You can make that choice to get the body you want, to lose the fat, to get the muscle, because it is not your age. It's just your surrounding lifestyle and habits and getting over the fact that maybe you don't know exactly what you should do and you need some accountability. So I hope that helps. I will also put up the study that Duke just came out with. It's just going to reiterate exactly what I said. And this should be empowering, right? You have the choice. Just maybe stop chasing the diets for a while. I promise it works. All right. And, you're saying bye? Say bye-bye. Bye-bye for today. If you have any questions on this, just DM me. And I'll answer. All right. Have a good Friday, everybody. Thanks for dealing with the craziness.